What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the Leeds United Liverpool post-match analysis video. And what a victory for Liverpool, but it was marred and overshadowed by Harvey Elliott's horrific injury. I don't know what it is with Liverpool and injuries, we just can't get any break. Last season after 5 game weeks it was Virgil van Dijk who got injured and he was out for the season, and now it's Harvey Elliott who has been one of the stories of the Premier League season so far. He is just an 18-year-old kid and he started 3 of the first 4 games for Liverpool, and he played like a seasoned Premier League player who has been playing at this level for many years. And I'm just absolutely devastated for the kid, and also I'm absolutely disgusted by the challenge. Struijk, what were you thinking, man? To slide in 2-footed from behind at the halfway line where there was no immediate danger to your goal. It wasn't a goal scoring opportunity. Harvey Elliott was just bombing forward on the wing. At the halfway line in front of the managers and the 4th official, Struijk makes a reckless, brainless, stupid challenge. He might not have wanted to deliberately injure Harvey Elliott, but that's not his excuse to slide in 2-footed from behind. And I'm absolutely devastated for Harvey Elliott. You could see that Mo Salah's reaction when he saw it. It was really a sheer panic and shock, and Jurgen Klopp was shocked. He was pretty shocked in his post-match press interview as well, and the Sky Sports interviewer was an absolute moron, trying to push him on what he told the referee and all sorts of things. I think it was a really classless interview by the Sky Sports interviewer. I couldn't make this video yesterday because I wasn't at home. I was at a barbecue party with family, so I got home very late, and today I watched the game and I was actually very happy with the Liverpool performance, but I'm so sad for Harvey Elliott. Let's hope it's not a broken ankle and just a dislocated ankle. Jurgen Klopp said that they could put back the ankle in place after the injury, and he went to hospital and he was already discharged from hospital, but we have to assume that it's a long road for recovery for Harvey Elliott, and let's hope that he can get back to his best, because the main worry for me with this type of injury, a broken ankle, is that some players never get back to their best. What is lucky, I say lucky, in terms of Harvey Elliott is only 18 years old, and the young body heals quicker and better than an older player. It's a similar injury to Andre Gomes injury, when Heung-min Son, I think, of Tottenham injured the Everton player, and he was back playing football after like 4 or 5 months, but he was a little bit rushed back by Everton. Maybe it was 6 months, I can't remember exactly, but he was rushed back a little bit by Everton, and he hasn't been the same ever since, which is really worrying. Luke Shaw also had a horrific injury, and it took him a few years to get back to his best. So that's my worry with Harvey Elliott. Yes, he might be back playing football in 7 months or 6 months or 8 months, but will he be back to his best? And of course, he's still a developing player, so it's hard to know what is his best level. I think it's much higher than what he currently showed this season, and I think it's one of the players that Jurgen Klopp thought he will be one of the most starting players this season, because there is a reason Jurgen Klopp started with this kid in 3 out of the first 4 games, and I think he really wanted to give a huge amount of minutes and huge chances to Harvey Elliott this season. So it's absolutely devastating, because this was his breakthrough season at Liverpool. Thankfully, Harvey Elliott has the support system, and the whole Liverpool family will back him to the end, and he will get all the time that he needs to get a full recovery. Liverpool won't rush him back like Everton did with Andre Gomes. And Harvey Elliott had this message to say after the game on Instagram: I'm of course absolutely devastated with what happened yesterday at Leeds, but have even been totally overwhelmed by the love and support shown to me by the entire football world following the injury. Thank you so much to everyone who has reached out or sent messages to me and my family. It means so much to us. Also a massive thanks to everyone inside Elland Road for the reception you gave me immediately after it happened. And on a word on that, 90% of Leeds fans applauded and clapped Harvey Elliott off the pitch, and I say kudos to them. There were of course a few morons who booed him and who shouted always the victim and 96 was not enough and disgraceful chance like that, but let's hope it's just a small minority. And even the Leeds fans, I read online that they distanced themselves from those absolute morons who laughed and cheered an 18-year-old kid getting a potentially life-changing injury. At least minimum it's a traumatic injury and a traumatic experience, and if you were in the stands celebrating that, I mean, you are the lowest of the low. But enough of that, I don't want to talk anymore on that. Let's focus on the positives. 90% or 95% of Leeds fans applauded Harvey Elliott off the pitch, so that's class. And I'm now, Harvey Elliott also said, I'm now fully focused on my recovery and I will give everything in my rehabilitation to be back out there as soon as I can. I know I have an incredible support network behind me at Liverpool, and together we will get through this. To all of the Liverpool fans, your support means the world to me. I'm one of you and I can't wait to be back faster, fitter and stronger to help the team in the future. You will never walk alone. So a really class message, and that's why I wanted to read that to you guys. It was absolutely brilliant, that message from Harvey Elliott. And you could see how distraught Jurgen Klopp was. We will hear from him a little bit later in this video. But I also wanted to comment on the game. Liverpool played absolutely exceptional football. The only criticism, and Jurgen Klopp said this, we weren't as accurate in the final third as we should have been. And we should have taken more advantage of the many chances that Liverpool created. Because Liverpool had 30 shots. Absolutely incredible. Away from home against Leeds United in a full packed stadium with hostile atmosphere, to have 30 shots and to play Leeds United off the park at their own home ground is really remarkable. And Liverpool are showing early signs of they are back to their best. And hopefully, if we can avoid injuries, that's the only thing that with Liverpool. If we can avoid injuries, too many injuries at the same time, then we will be up there. But that's my worry. If Salah or Mane or Jota suffers a similar injury to this Harvey Elliott injury, then Liverpool's backup players are not really up there, not really good enough. And now the midfield will be a little bit stretched because yes, we have Oxlade-Chamberlain, Naby Keita, but they are both injury-prone players, and they will have to play a bigger part. But it shows how good Harvey Elliott has been this season, that he can bench Champions League winning, Premier League winning players like Henderson, like Oxlade-Chamberlain, like Naby Keita, like Thiago, even though Thiago started. And I think Liverpool will have to rotate a little bit more in midfield. Probably play Naby Keita one week, play Oxlade-Chamberlain in the next game, play Thiago in the next game. I think Fabinho and Henderson will be the two players who play the most. And the third midfield spot, I think Harvey Elliott could have had that if he didn't get injured, but I'm really sad that now he will face a long road to recovery. Liverpool played exceptional football. The first goal, it was brilliant. Matip went on this mad adventure into the final third. He played the 1-2 with Mo Salah and then lays it off to Trent, who whips in across and Salah taps it home. And in the second half, Mane should have had a penalty probably. Salah couldn't score the rebound. Salah probably could have scored 2 goals. Mane could have scored 4 goals. He had 4 very good chances. He thankfully scored the 4th one. But before that, Fabinho with a rare goal. Fabinho didn't score a goal last season, but this season he is off the mark. And it's important that midfield players also chip in, because we shouldn't have to rely on just Mane, Salah, Jota, Firmino to score all of our goals. But thankfully Fabinho did after a corner and after Van Dijk header Fabinho scored after a couple of ricochets. And the third goal, I absolutely loved that Sadio Mane turned and finished very quickly. But before that, Mane had so many one-on-ones when he either missed the target or the defender blocked or the goalkeeper blocked. Even Harvey Elliott had a chance in the first half, which he could have scored from. So Liverpool, in total honesty, probably the fair result would have been 5-1 Liverpool. Leeds United also had some chances. Leeds United actually started the game, the better team. In the first 10 minutes they created more chances, but thankfully Alisson saved Rodrigo's shot. It was straight at him. If Rodrigo shoots either side in the bottom corner, it could have been a 1-0 Leeds United. Could have been a completely different game. And also in the second half, with Leeds United down to 10 men, Streak got a red card, and Jurgen Klopp really brilliantly voiced his concern that Streak will be back playing football in 2 or 3 weeks, and Harvey Elliott could be out for the season. So how is that fair? I think it's not, but life is not fair. I would like, in these instances when it's a deliberate challenge, injures the player and he's out for months, the player who causes the injury, he should also face a lengthy suspension. I think maybe if he's out for as long as Harvey Elliott, that's a little bit harsh. But let's say Harvey Elliott is out for like 7 months, the player should be out for like 2 months who caused the injury, or 1 month, so he can really think about what he did and never to do it again. Two-footed off the ground against a player who is at the halfway line from behind. It's a reckless, stupid challenge. I already said my piece on that. I was just really annoyed and disappointed in that. And Jurgen Klopp said, we defended Leeds really bravely. We defended them in the right spaces, and that's obviously how it is. Offensive players can get on the ball if you allow the passes to the offensive players. Our idea was to cut out Calvin Phillips, which is important, to cut out the passes they usually want to play, how they want to find him in the center. That took a little bit of their game plan away. And in our case, I think we had a lot of moments where we won the ball, and then we were obviously in a quite expensive formation. We have in possession, and we have used the space quite well to set our own attack. But how I said, without intensity it's not possible. This is not a game you can play nice like chess. You have to throw everything on the pitch to make little advantages. We did that. That's what I liked most about the game, that we were really ready for the atmosphere today, the intensity Leeds are asking for. It's a really tough place to come, and we did really well. We played here last year, and now a third time. This obviously was the most convincing performance so far. Last year we won at home. Yes, it was more spectacular, and an away game here without a crowd is obviously a completely different cup of tea. It was 1-1, it was not even close to as good as we were today. So yes, I'm happy with the performance. And of course, Jurgen Klopp was asked how close this squad is to the squad that won the Premier League title and the form that they showed that season. He said, I'm not really interested in the form we had when we won the title. I'm interested in the best possible shape we can have now, and I don't even know it. So we played a really good game today, but it was necessary to play a little bit worse, a little bit less good, then Leeds will punish you. You saw that. I think after 2 minutes there were already 2 or 3 counterattacks on both sidelines, runs box to box. That was the outlook of the game. It was clear it would be really tough. But then we pressed exceptionally well. That's why we won a lot of balls. That's why we could play from there. It was of course far away from being perfect. We scored the nice goals, but we should have had more clear-cut chances. We had a lot of finishes, 30 I heard, 30 shots, but we should have had more clear-cut chances. But that's no problem. Today 3-0 is brilliant. We know we have space for improvement, and we have to do that. And Virgil van Dijk said also that they will support Harvey Elliott all the way, because Liverpool is like a family, and we will support the players. And I think also Harvey Elliott can be optimistic, because he already sees clear examples of players getting a very bad season-ending injury and getting back to their best. Virgil van Dijk is the perfect example in front of Harvey Elliott. And Harvey Elliott is like 12 years younger than Virgil van Dijk, so his body will heal a little bit quicker. and hopefully he can get back a little bit sooner. But I don't think we should rush Harvey Elliott. Take his time, get properly ready. I say if he comes back before the end of the season, that's a win in my book. We have to wait, of course, for the official diagnosis, and Liverpool probably won't put a timeline on when exactly he comes back, because that just puts unnecessary pressure on the player. But Harvey Elliott, having seen Joe Gomez and Virgil van Dijk and Joel Matip and other players recover well from injuries last season, I think it will set a clear example, and it will help him have hope and determination and motivation to get back on the pitch, and to also do properly the whole rehab process, because it's a long and lonely process, the rehabilitation. You have to be in the gym many times, sometimes on your own. But I think Liverpool will give him all the support that he needs, and it looked really bad in real time. And it's also telling that no TV really replayed the incident in full, because it was just shocking how Harvey Elliott's leg was dangling in the air. So I'm actually glad we didn't see a replay of that. And also Trent Alexander-Arnold said it's always this difficult to come here to Leeds. It's difficult to find space, but once you can, it kind of opens up and you are able to create chances, and I think that's what we did. We could have been a lot more clinical, put the game to bed earlier, and really probably scored a lot more goals. But you never turn your nose up at a 3-0 win at Elland Road. The clean sheet, 3 goals, 3 points. They are unorthodox, Leeds United, and they stick to what they know. Even when they are down to 10 men, they are still playing the same way that they have. It's not sitting behind the ball and defending, it's front-footed, chasing around the pitch and wanting to be aggressive. In times like this, it's not about the result. The result is always important, but when something like that happens on the pitch, it's never nice. It really affects everyone out there. You can see the distress on everyone's faces and how much everyone was around him and caring for Harvey Elliott. Even the Leeds players were there caring for him, so that was a nice touch. But it's tough to really comprehend what has happened. He's such a young lad with the world at his feet, and for something like that to happen to him at this point in his career is tough. But he's an amazing player, an amazing person, and I'm sure once he has had a bit of time to recover, he will be able to hit the ground running and get on with his recovery. But it's tough, and I think that perfectly sums up the feeling of many Liverpool fans and also the many Liverpool players in the squad. And I just wish Harvey Elliott the best, a speedy recovery, and the whole Liverpool family is behind you, kids. So stay strong, and you will never walk alone. And that's the perfect way to end this video. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Goodbye.